The escape attempt. Douglass left Mr. Covey in January of 1835. A man named Mr. Freeland employed him only a few miles from St. Michael's. This man gave the slaves enough to eat and enough time to eat their meals. Douglass said his treatment from Mr. Freeland was heavenly compared to his treatment from Mr. Covey. Douglass talked to other slaves about the advantages of intelligence compared with ignorance. He said that ignorance kept people in slavery. Douglass inspired them to learn how to read. They created a Sunday school. Some of the slaves on the neighboring farms found out and took advantage of the opportunity to learn to read. They found many used spelling books from their young masters or women head of households. Every Sunday, Douglass taught a class. When they started, nobody knew any letters. They tried to be as quiet as possible about it. They could be punished with 39 lashes for trying to learn how to read. They held the school at first in the woods behind Mr. Freeland's barn, in the shade of the trees. Then, a free black person who lived a few miles away allowed them to hold the school in a room at his house. Douglass kept up the school nearly the whole year that he lived with Mr. Freeland. People were enthusiastic about wanting to learn how to read. There were people of all ages, although it was mostly adults. At one time, there were over 40 people taking the class. Aside from the Sunday school, Douglass would spend 3 days a week during the winter teaching slaves how to read in their homes. Several of the people who came to the Sunday school learned how to read. Douglass writes, "I look back to those Sundays with an amount of pleasure not to be expressed. They were great days to my soul. The work of instructing my dear fellow slaves was the sweetest engagement with which I was ever blessed. We loved each other, and to leave them at the close of the Sabbath was a severe cross indeed. When I think that these precious souls are today shut up in the prison house of slavery, my feelings overcome me, and I am almost ready to ask, does a righteous God govern the universe? And for what does he hold the thunders in his right hand, if not to smite the oppressor and deliver the spoiled out of the hand of the spoiler?